Recently, a dwarf named Gungeon Rockseeker hired you all to bring a wagon load of provisions to the rough and tumble settlement of Phandelver. A couple of days travel south of the big city here. Gundren was clearly excited and more than a little secretive about his reasons for the trip, saying only that he and his brothers had found something big and that he'd pay you 10 gold pieces each for escorting his supplies safely to Barthen's Provisions. It's a trading post in Phandelver. He then sent out ahead of you on a horse, along with a warrior escort, a man by the name of Sildar Hallwinter, claiming he needed to arrive early, take care of business. Now, you guys have been spending the last few days following the high road south from Neverwinter, and you just recently veered east along the Tribor Trail. Had no trouble so far, but you know this territory can be dangerous. Bandits, outlaws, things like that have been known to lurk along this road and ransack caravans and the like. With this in mind, I'd like to take this moment for each of you to introduce your characters and what, if anything, you would have talked about in this time. And we'll start with Dan. You want to go ahead and describe and name your character?
Sure. My character's name is Zadkiel. He is an ASMR, about 6'1", 200 pounds. I think he's wearing a chain right now, has a shield, longsword. His skin is from far away. It looks like he has olive skin, but the closer you get, you realize it's almost like metallic bronze in the light, kind of like.
Does he present himself as an ASMR and like tell people that, or does he just like look kind of human with like there's something different about him? Maybe
there's something different about him. It's like almost like the Twilight Sparkle. Like is the way I would put it.
Okay, fair enough.
He knows he's ASMR, but he doesn't. He doesn't, go around claiming I'm ASMR, or anything like that.
Fair enough.
I'll let you know if you ask. But yeah, and I would have been on this expedition because after taking an arrow in the knee while in the city watch, I had some recovery time, and I'm still on sabbatical, I guess, and I've taken up some work to, pay the bills. And surprisingly enough, when we met up for this adventure, I ran into Elba, who we went to the same orphanage, the Saint of Neverwinter Orphanage, and yeah, we were just catching up about a little bit about our childhood.
Fair enough. And next we'll introduce Eric. A little bit about your character.
Wildfang is Tabashi, which he literally arrived like about 2 months ago in Faerun. For him, everything is brand new, and he took this trip because, so he doesn't end up getting in trouble, because he kept getting in trouble with the guards, acting like he didn't understand them to get out of trouble. But he knew the charade couldn't keep going, so he had to get out Neverwinter. And he's think of a very tall, like, tiger, a bit slim, slender, and during the trip, all he would do is just look around, just amazed by everything around him.
What kind of like clothes or outfit does Wildfang wear?
A big, I'd say big, right, black cloak with a leather armor with some a little bit of fur here and there.
All right. Fair enough. Does he go by Wild Fang or Wild?
If his friends are gonna end up calling him Fang,
Okay.
but at first when he doesn't know anyone here, he's probably gonna introduce himself as Wild Fang.
Fair enough. And next we're gonna go to Ashley. You want to introduce your character?
All right, my character is Alva. She was also an orphan and grew up on the streets and knew Zadkiel as a child. However, when Zadkiel was taken in by the Watch, she was not invited along because she's a tiefling and has devil's blood. And so they separated at that point, and this is the first time they're seeing each other since that childhood experience.
So are you letting everyone know all this stuff?
Am I not supposed to?
I mean, it's up to you. You can tell people whatever you want.
I thought you said tell me about the character.
Right,
Well,
but
what you
yeah.
would discuss along the journey, or what your character
Right,
looks like, or how they present.
My character is her skin is lavender, and she has medium-sized horns and bright magenta hair and eyes. She's a druid tiefling, and she was taken in when she was young by an older woman druid and was raised by her.
Fair enough. And next we're going to go with Octavia. You introduce your character.
Melancholia Elderleaf appears to be a halfling female who's rather attractive, a certain charisma to her, but surrounded also with a bit of hidden sadness, like she has PTSD and she still has the emotional hangover of something horrible that had happened. She blends in really well, but she has very good manners that makes you think that she's comes from a castle court of some kind. Perhaps if you know her, you get a sense that she'd spent some time in the Feywild, and perhaps because she's so resourceful, might have just been born there and existed for a portion of her life as a native-born creature of the Fey.
What is she wearing?
Kind of pretty much just chainmail, but also with the accoutrement that you would find at a Ren fair in which a woman is looking very attractive.
Fair enough.
But she's about 2 feet 7 inches and weighs just under 40 pounds. So she's rather small and defensive around people who are attracted to her. And she uses her horns to keep their distance away from her.
Say horns?
She's got some antler headdress on, it seems like.
Oh, gotcha. Oh, I didn't see it.
What's the difference between an antler and a horn?
Nothing. They're the same thing. I think antlers are just more, I don't know, like deer-like, it seems like.
So, I think so. I agree with you. So, and... yeah, she's calm and quiet and usually just prefers to hide in a corner and be a wallflower.
Fair enough. And last but certainly not least, Scotty.
My character is Callan Stoutmine. He would like you to call him Cal or Callie because he's an awfully friendly guy. He's a bit of a, looks like a pit bull had sex with a fire hydrant. He's 4 feet tall and he's stout. He's quite wide. Blondish hair, big bushy beard, big bushy eyebrows. Very friendly. He would have multiple times mentioned that Gundren Rockseeker is his cousin 3rd times removed on his mother's side, and that he is en route to found. I can never say it. I always want to say Van Dalen. I always want to say phallic. So he's going to Phandelver because his great aunt died and willed him a cottage in town. So he's looking forward to getting to the cottage and making a little bit of cash on the way. He also would have been extremely intrigued with riding with a devil, a cat, and the metallic colored gentleman. He probably would have asked you a ton of inappropriate questions being friendly.
Fair enough.
And that's it.
So you guys have a wagon. There is a mule to carry it. How are you all traveling and kind of walking along the trail with this wagon? Is someone driving it? Is someone leading the mule? Someone riding on the back of the cart?
I'd say Wealthfang is just hanging on the side.
Okay.
Since he's really agile, just hanging on the side of the cart with his claws, making sure he doesn't fall off.
Fair enough.
I think Zad here also goes by Zad, just for short, would be probably leading the mule by the reins.
Okay.
Down the path, just kind of keeping an eye out and chatting with whoever is near.
Fair enough.
Callan would feel a little bit entitled because he's related to Gundren, so he'd be chilling out in the back of the cot, feet up, kind of going through, his pocket change, just kind of shooting the shit with everyone.
And what about Mel and Alvy?
Mel is just kind of curled up on the cart, trying to hide between different things.
Okay.
Underneath the cart.
Alva is sitting on the side of the cart with her legs dangling down, and she's filing her nails.
Fair enough. Well, as you are traveling along, and you've been on the Tribord Trail after veering off eastward for about half of a day, and looks like your best guess, you're nearing the side road leading south towards Phandelver and up ahead. But as you kind of come around a bend, you stumble upon the scene of what looks to be a recent battle. Woods kind of press close to the trail here. It's steep embankment and dense thickets on either side. You do see 2 horses wandering the road around here, sniffing at ransacked personal effects. What do you guys do?
Is that something I would see for being in the cot? Is
Yeah,
it an open cot or is it?
It's just it's a cart, not really a
An
wagon.
open, gotcha.
Yeah. And yeah, you would see. You'd all be able to see this. It's not, but maybe 70 or so feet away. Actually, probably a little closer.
Alva
It's
would
right around a bend, and you see this 2 horses kind of standing in the center of the road. It looks like supply is kind of spilled onto the ground. Horses kind of milling about there. And you would see some, probably some arrows sticking in the ground as well.
Alva would try to communicate with the horses to see if they remember what happened.
How are you communicating with the horses?
I can speak with animals.
So you're going to cast your spell to speak with the animals?
Yes.
What is the range of that spell?
Speak with animals.
It's the range.
So
Yeah, the range itself.
Okay.
Which is
I believe that what does the description? Yeah, if you'll link it. Yeah, if you'll link the spell for me. I just want to make sure that you don't have to be like right next to them. To like, some of them say like, oh, creatures within like 10 feet or something. Fair enough. So just anyone who can perceive you. So what does this look like as you cast this Speak with Animals spell?
what do you mean? What does it look like?
As you cast this spell, it has words to it, and pretty much you see the components V and S. So V is verbal, so it has to have some speaking component to it, and somatic is kind of like moving any motion necessarily. So what does it look like? Is there anything happen, or is it just like, what does your casting look like?
When Alva casts, she holds her palms out like this, and she closes her eyes, and there's a light, a magenta light that comes from her hands. And when that's happening, she's able to speak or communicate with the animals telepathically.
So it's telepathic. Okay. Fair
Cool.
enough. So what do you say to these horses that are kind of milling about? And you're about, let's say 40, 45 feet away, still next to or in the cart.
I would assure them that we mean them no harm, that they have no reason to be scared. And then ask if they could tell us what happened here.
One of the horses would, and so you guys would just see Alva just kind of looking intensely at these horses.
Well, no, my eyes are concentrating.
Okay, so you're concentrating around speaking telepathically to these horses. And the rest of you guys would just see her kind of stop and focus for a moment. You would hear, Alvi, I don't know. They're gone now. We're just eating. Looking for some apples. And that's what it says.
As we're getting closer, Zad would, start to slow down and the cart, and he would use his. You said there's arrows and stuff on the ground,
Yeah,
right?
you would see some arrows kind of scattered about the space around there.
Like stuck into the ground, like they've been fired there?
Yeah, yeah,
Gotcha.
exactly.
Yeah.
Dirt looks a little scuffed up around here.
He would use his divine sense. If there's anything.
What does that look like, if anything? If any. I mean, that one doesn't have to look like anything. Could just be like a little...
Closes his
flashing.
eyes, puts them back up, and they're glowing white. And he can look around like yes.
So you're going up to kind of inspect the area?
Yes.
Okay. And you don't sense any evil beings around. What is Fang, Mel, and Callan doing while this is happening?
Well, Fang's gonna just look around, like still check those arrows, like if he can recognize if they were shot by maybe by orcs or goblins.
Okay. So walking up to kind of inspect
inspect the arrows.
All right. And what about Mel and Callan?
So the cart has stopped, right?
Yes, it stopped about like 35, 40 feet away from the scene. And you
So-
see Zadkill and Wildfang kind of going up to look at the scene around, and Albie just kind of stops there and focuses for a moment.
And since Mel is underneath the blankets, amongst the dry goods, hiding,
Okay.
all she knows is that it's stopped, and so she's trying to peer out stealthily from underneath the cover
Fair enough.
of the skyline, the tree line that she's able to see.
Yeah, give me first give me a stealth check. You're hiding under this blanket in your heavy chainmail armor. All right. You are on whisper at the moment.
Oh, sorry.
No, you're good.
I got a.
You got a
with-
6 though. So definitely hearing that clink clank as you peek up over, and then give me a perception check. And while she's doing that, is Callan doing anything? Or Cal?
Yeah, Cal or Callan, either or. Steps out of the wagon, and as he leaves the wagon, it kind of goes because finally something huge got out of the wagon.
Yeah.
It's relief, feel like a bag of flour or something.
Yeah.
And he would just walk right up to the scattered material and kind of sift around and see if, because he's actually now concerned that because Gundren was the forward element, right? Like he went up, he went ahead of us. So I'd be a little concerned that it was him or someone with him.
So looking around.
Say again?
Looking around, Callan, you 100% recognize these horses. They belong to Gundren Rockseeker and his companion Sildar. Fang, go ahead and give me a survival check while you're at it.
Survival.
And so, yeah, just click on your survival. The 13.
13.
You do actually have advantage on this one.
Okay, so I'll do another one.
So just roll it again, yeah. All right.
7.
With a 13, these are some crude arrows sticking in the ground, and they are... You're not entirely sure, because you're not really used to orcs or goblins of this region, but orcs and goblins in general, they do seem crude enough to be made by beings like that. Not entirely certain, though. And while you guys are kind of up there looking around, Mel, when you peek over the cart looking at the tree line, you see some movement in it. In fact, looking to the south, you would see 2 figures stalking the tree line.
Boy, everyone, these are Gundren's horses. He's got to be around here somewhere. He wouldn't leave his mare behind.
And as you say that, arrows come flying at you all. As
Ambush.
goblins, you do see them now as they kind of get up out of their kind of cover up off these steep escarpments. A couple of goblins from the south and a couple from the north as well, just peering over ever so slightly as they all shoot some arrows. I'm gonna go with at random here. Those 3 of you guys in the front.
Go back to
So, as you're calling that out, Callan, actually, 2 of them go towards you, and the other 2 go to the big armored guy Zadkill. Callan got a 13 and a 12 to hit.
They both hit. I'm not wearing leather armor. I ditched it because I have
Oh,
the
you
mage
ditched
armor.
it.
Yep.
All right.
So it's 12. They both hit.
As you take 4 and 5 points of piercing damage.
Ouch.
Are we supposed to be on a map I don't see, or this the theater of the mind?
It's kind of theater of the mind.
Okay. All right.
Zadkill, an arrow strikes you with a 23 to hit.
That hits.
And the other gets a 10 to hit. As
That misses.
you take 6 points of piercing damage. And now I will bring you to a map. And so what we're going to do here is everyone is going to, if you can click on your token, or if you right click your token, you can click add turn, or if you open your character sheet, you can roll the initiative in this top center of your character sheet.
Yes, it moves.
As Mel, you are up first, kind of having some cover on this wagon.
Okay. I do have one question
Shoot.
for her with her vigilant blessing. Should she have done that with advantage, the initial roll? I know that she can-
So you would have to state.
Have to say it before?
You would have to state when you're using that one.
Okay.
But we could say, yeah, she would have had it on her previously anyways.
Yeah, I think I wasn't certain, like, if she was. Yeah, that same question.
Yeah,
How
you're
to
good.
navigate it?
Yeah, yeah. So pretty much designate yourself or someone to have it, and we're good with that.
And then it just lasts until it gets used, or I just say
Right. Yeah, it lasts until it gets used.
So thematically, she would have just, as course of action,
Yeah.
like putting on her makeup, she just cast that on herself.
Yeah. You just automatically have that blessing on yourself, and that's a-okay.
Okay. And so I'll just roll once again for.
No, you don't need to. You're already first.
I know, but
Well, if you roll again, it
I get-
could. Okay, you're still first.
I get paid for that precision and process. Don't worry.
Fair enough.
Okay. Mhm.
So yeah, you are on this cart, and you would see goblins from either side. And you had seen them previously, but
Oh, they've attacked. Okay, so she's going to. Mumble to herself and cast guidance
okay.
upon. I'm sorry about the name, but the purple female,
Yeah,
Elvin,
Alvi.
Alvi. So she's going to cast that on Alvi and remain covered.
All right, so you kind of reach out to kind of touch Alvi. As Alvi, you feel this presence that'll give you a little boost on an ability check. So I will say, Octavia, the guidance cantrip will only help essentially skill checks. Like,
know.
okay, fair enough.
Hiding and being support staff, I feel like is her safe base.
Fair enough.
Like,
As you
did you ever
kind of
see the
see
movie?
over, Callan just got shot with a couple of arrows, and Zadkiel also took an arrow.
Did you ever see the movie, or do you remember it, Sneakers from '93?
Negative.
Perfect then.
With Robert Redford, the spy thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fair
And they
enough.
had Dan Aykroyd up there suspended, and he was just 5 suspensions up there.
Fair enough. So you reach
That's
over and
attitude.
Alvi, you kind of sense this feeling of something you might do better at. You feel lightly inspired almost. Anything else for Mel? Just keeping there under the covers.
So that's taken her action.
Mm-hmm.
And could she use her thaumaturgy any at this point?
Her what?
Her other cantrip?
Oh no! So any spell, because they both use an action.
I was just confirming that.
Yeah.
Thanks.
You're good.
Yeah, that's it for her.
All right, taking us to Zadkiel. And this is probably like a maybe 5-10 foot escarpment on either side.
Okay. Zad is going to reach to his back and grab a javelin.
Okay.
Do you know the range of the javelin off?
30. It's either 30 120 or 50 120. You're well within range of the goblins, as you can see one there. I can bring him out of the cover there.
Yeah. So Zad will toss a javelin at this one.
All right. Go ahead and roll the javelin attack for me. Getting a 9 to hit as you reach back to grab the javelin as you get struck in the shoulder by this arrow, kind of throwing off your aim as you throw it, and it just hits the side of the escarpment there next to the goblin.
Okay.
Anything else for Zadkiel?
Just real quick question. Lay on hands, is that an action?
That
I can't bonus action.
Lay on hands is an action.
Okay. And how about the other one that I have, the healing hand? Is that an action or a bonus?
It should state, but I'm pretty sure it's an action. Also, here's a little handout for actions in combat and things that you can do.
Okay.
But your specific abilities will state what they are, action or bonus, including spells.
Okay. I got you. Yeah, in that case, he's just gonna assume a defensive position and stay where he is.
Raise up his shield.
We're surrounded.
And that will take us to the goblins. These two to the north of you will slide down the escarpment to kind of surround Zadkiel proper and pull out some scimitars as they come charging down. One of them got a 11 to hit.
Yes.
As it clinks off of your chainmail. And the other one with that momentum did get a natural 20.
Oof.
Yeah, that hits.
As you take 10 points of slashing damage as this thing just slashes right through the underside of your chainmail, kind of like stomach area, as it cuts you open and blood goes flying everywhere.
I'm unconscious.
And Zadkiel falls unconscious. The other two goblins up here on the escarpment will continue to rain down arrows. Go for the tall, lanky cat person getting a 15. And so this is against your armor class, which is the
14. I'm gonna go
All right.
14.
And essentially, it has to meet or beat it to hit you. So 15 will hit you as you take 4 points of piercing damage. And you can do this one of two ways on Roll20. You can either, on your token, if you mouse over the red number 11, you can just type in -4 and hit enter, and it will automatically adjust it to your character sheet. Or you can do it on your character sheet by manually doing math, but it'll get harder later. The other one got an 11 to hit, as it misses you as you kind of expertly dodge away from one of the arrows as it... You see the other one coming, as one of them does kind of hit you, like, right in your paw. So if you do...
So it didn't work.
So if you hit -4 and then enter,
Okay.
and then it'll just reduce it. Or you can always just manually just like type
Yeah.
in whatever number it is. It's easier to do in the early game. But these two goblins are going to try to slink away, as they do slink away into the brush up there, taking us to Alby. So during your turn, essentially you can move at any time your movement speed, which is 30. And you can have like an action, which most of your spells are actions, and everything on that list that I sent, hiding, attacking, that sort of thing is an action, or using most of your skills is also an action.
All right.
But yeah, Alby, what are you doing?
I'd like to use the Thorn Whip against that goblin.
All right. As you whip out a almost like naturally occurring whip towards this goblin. You should have an attack for it. Getting a 6, this goblin kind of sees the whip coming, and with its rusty scimitar just kind of cuts through it as your whip kind of falls onto the ground there. And anything else for Alby?
Can I use a bonus action? I'd like to use a healing word for that heal.
You can do that. What is the word? What word do you call out to make?
Does it have English?
No.
You're a team playing. It could be demonic.
Yeah, it could be fiendish
It'll
or
be Kauskaki.
house cocky.
Kauskaki, yeah.
Fair enough. I don't know what that means.
It's Indonesian for socks.
Gotcha. Yeah, love it. As you say this, are there any like effects that happen to Zadkiel as your healing word reaches him?
What?
Like what is
Maybe
like is there light, or do flowers just start to grow on him, and or do vines kind of stitch up his cut or something like that, or or is it just this kind of like, oh, his wounds just heal over?
His wounds heal over, but his body jerks suddenly.
Okay, fair enough. As Zadkiel, you feel this crack as you get 5 hit points. Anything else for Alvin? You can move if you'd like, or you can stay by the donkey and cart.
I'm gonna stay where I am.
All right. That'll take us to Fang, or Wild Fang. Getting shot by a couple of goblins up here that disappeared into the brush. There's 2 others right by Zadkiel that are right over him. What do you do?
Yeah, right now he's gonna take out both of his swords from his back, and he's gonna try to attack. Yeah, can I click or?
Yeah, you should be
This
able
one-
to ping.
Yeah, this one right there.
All right, taking out your sword, and you can move your tokens around also, so feel free to play around with that. But yeah, you run up to this goblin and go ahead and click on your longsword. Roll me an attack.
That's 16 to hit, I believe.
16 does hit this goblin as you slash
And now for
into it.
damage.
Yeah. For 5 piercing damage as you stab into like the thigh of this goblin. You're stabbing downward. The goblin kind of tries to jump out of the way and you just hit the meaty part of its
Do I
thigh.
okay, do I get something from this? Because it doesn't tell me.
The favored enemy just helps you track and
Track them, okay.
And that's why you got advantage on the survival to see.
All right.
Yeah. And anything else for Wildfang?
I'm just gonna back away just a little bit after hitting him.
If you do back away, that will provoke what's called an attack of opportunity, unless you use your action to disengage. Pretty much backing away, they will be able to swing at you, and you can if you want.
I might have already used the action to attack, so I don't have a second action.
Right. I mean, you could still move away, but it would provoke that attack.
Yeah, I'm not, right now with the health I got, I'm not gonna risk it.
Fair enough.
I'll stay right there.
And that'll take us to Cal. Bottom of the round. Cal, you see Zadkiel wound kind of jerks a little bit as his wound starts to heal up, and Fang leaps in with this sword. What are you doing?
Is he up? Is he conscious?
He is you see his eyes kind of flicker awake, but he's prone, laying down.
So for my sneak attack, he is within melee range. That still counts, right?
I would count it, yeah.
All right. He'd say, "We're not surrounded. We just have lots of targets." Pulls out his bow and fires at this one.
All right.
Cool. And then I'll... Oh, do I have a sneak? I don't have a... Oh, I do right there. Boop. And... Nice.
17 will definitely hit it.
12 points.
12 points of damage as this goblin's looking down at Zadkiel and kind of looking over at Fang as the other goblin gets stabbed in the thigh. And as he's kind of looking around at this, you see the opportunity to just shoot this goblin just right in his chest as he almost looks up at you but doesn't quite make eye contact as you shoot him in the chest, and he goes falling down next to this escarpment. Arrow in the chest, bleeding out as he is down for the count.
And seeing as I have 2 arrows in me already, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6.
All right.
And that'll be the end.
As you go and take some cover behind the cart, bringing us back to Mel under the blanket. What are you doing, Mel?
So Mel continues to be under the blanket, watching the battle. If you're thinking about it, it's kind of like she's in her foxhole, and she's peering at the battlefield.
I gotcha.
And she is going to use Toll of the Dead against the remaining goblin that she can see.
All right. What does that look like, if anything? Like, or just around the goblin? Because no one's really seeing you because you're in the cart. What does it look like as it attempts to affect this goblin?
What you kind of see is an energy that emits from the cart, and you hear this gigantic metal collapsing sound like if a bell was dropped from the church tower and landed on the cobblestones beneath.
Fair enough.
As
you would all hear this kind of loud crashing bell sound. It got an 11 on its saving throw. So go ahead and roll me some damage. It'll be 1d8 or 1d12, sorry. And I'll make you a thing for that if you don't already have one.
One sec. Yeah, 1d12.
Mm-hmm. As you guys would all hear the same bell crashing.
Forgot the R.
All right. As this goblin who just got stabbed by Fang looks up at Fang, and you would just see him grab his ears, and if you speak goblin, he would be, well, he knows pretty similar in every language. He's just shouting, no, no, no! And you would see blood start pouring down his ears. His eyes roll back in the back of his head, and he slumps over dead there. Anything else for Mel?
And seeing the goblin collapse, she quietly whispers to, I do apologize, the dwarf,
Cat?
asking, how badly are you hurt? Can I help? Can I assist you?
You can see he's
Fine
got
fellow.
2 arrows sticking in him. He's kind of hobbling over.
Can I
I'm
respond?
Yeah,
thinking-
you can respond.
Good God, yes, you got something really good in there, like a beer.
No, not today. I don't have any brewing materials, or all I have is a flask of water.
Whatever you got, love. Whatever you could do to help me, I'd be appreciated.
You're going to be a happy, happy man once you get out of this. Did you see where the other goblins went?
I did not. I was paying attention to the other ones up north that were shooting at the kitty cat and the bronze man.
Yeah, I was just here hiding. So,
That'll probably be more than the 6
Yeah,
seconds.
sorry.
No, you're good. I love a good banter. Anything else for Mel?
oh, sorry, I forgot that I'm male. I
No,
was
you're
reviewing the
good.
banter.
You're good.
Yeah, Melancholia.
As you have a bonus action and movement if you want to move at all.
And how to, and getting out of the cart, that's going to take how much of a movement?
It'll probably take an extra 5 feet of movement because you're not like mounted or anything, but you just have to like hop down essentially if you wanted to.
Okay. So yeah, she's going to use her time to sneak to the back of the cart only.
Okay.
She is trying to hide in this process as best
Fair
she
enough.
can. I'm
You
available.
kind of keep cover in the cart and scoot to the back of it.
And I guess she readies to roll off the cart if the cart
Okay.
something happens.
This donkey doesn't even know anything's happening. So it's not... It's just
Yeah.
chilling. Seems like a very well-trained mule. And that'll take us to Zad. Who is lying on the
well,
ground.
Zad-
You kind of come to both goblins dead on either side of you.
He'll just kind of do like a breath, and he'll use what's half my movement to stand up, right?
Yeah.
So he will stand up, and he'll say, "Thanks, love," to Alwyn in a non-flirtatious manner, just kind of.
Yeah.
Thanks, love. And he's gonna actually healing hands on himself.
All right. As you kind of touch yourself in this glow of light, heals you for 3.
And we're still in combat, huh?
Yep.
Okay. Zad will also move to kind of take a defensive position close to the others.
All right. Leaving Fang out there to fend for himself. That'll take us to these goblins, who do both pop out and fire arrows at Fang. Getting an 18 on the first one, which I believe hits Fang.
It does.
As you take 3 points of piercing damage. And the other one got a 12 to hit.
Good.
Which I believe is a miss. As it kind of brushes off
that's
your
14, yeah.
Yeah, as it brushes off your leather armor. They are going to start running across the way. This one is going to remain hidden up here, or attempt to hide in the brush still. Which I believe does remain hidden in the brush. As one of the goblins starts running across the pathway, and the other kind of ducks into some cover, taking us to Alvi.
We're consulting. 1 second.
Well, if you got any questions for me, I'm more than happy to answer any questions. You don't have to think too hard about strategy. Just what would she want to do in this moment?
We're at
I want to move closer to where Fang is.
Okay. You run up to Fang. And you can move your token however you want.
And then use my thorn whip.
You're breaking up a little bit.
I'd like to use my thorn whip again. Oh, that range.
As it is 35 feet away. You try to get the thorn, but those two horses are still just standing there, kind of looking over at you. Oh. Well, maybe he's got apples.
That's all she's gonna do.
Alright. If you want, you can ready your thorn whip for if something comes close enough for you to whip out at there. As you kind of ready your whip.
Yeah, I can do that.
And essentially that's kind of like it's like holding your action, but it's a specific action and a specific kind of like you hold a specific thing for a specific set of circumstances. Like if a goblin comes close enough to you, you'll whip it. All right. And as you kind
Whip it good.
Yeah, as you focus on that, that'll take us to Fang.
Oh, Fang's just gonna put his sword back, and then he's gonna run on the other side of the horses.
All right.
Ready his bow and shoot at this goblin right there.
One of the horses kind of instinctually just kind of back up. They're very well-mannered horses. As you pull your bow out, give me an attack.
18.
18
Wait.
definitely hits.
6.
Oh, you rolled the short sword.
Oh, okay. Let me.
It's gonna be the same to hit, but yeah, it's a D8
Second
instead of a D6. For 10 points of piercing damage. as this goblin looks to be running along, holding a bow, getting ready to pull out another arrow, just arrow straight to the neck as he's running across the area here. And goes limp in the road.
And I just shout to the other. I believe there's another one up in the trees.
Fair enough. Holding your ground there next to the horsies.
Yep, referring right now.
All right, that'll take us to Callan with Mel on deck.
I'm gonna move here, and I'm going to peek around the side of the wagon, the cot, and ready in action. I'm going to fire any enemies that I can see in that area here. If they poke out, I want to be able to fire at them as my reaction.
All right, fair enough. Readying your short
Short
bow. Taking us to Mel.
Okay. Mel's going to cast a healing spell.
Okay.
Just go figure out which one. Cure wounds, is that? Yeah, I think cure wounds.
Cure wounds will heal more, but it uses an action and you have to touch them.
Yeah, and that will work perfectly for where Melancholia is at. So she's going to cast it, healing the dwarf.
Yeah.
And she's going to do it by speaking Celestial.
All right.
And I'm just going to throw out, does anyone here know any Slavic languages?
Not really, no.
Yeah, I only know a few words in Russian. That's about it.
I know
Like
a few
what
words.
word?
Привет, малышка, нахуй, пожалуйста, спасибо, a few others that, just enough to piss someone off or get me a beer.
Fair enough.
What? On классно, человек.
Fair enough.
And you hear Melancholia go, Он коза, извините, пожалуйста. Великий час. Скажите, пожалуйста, дорогой Боже. And then you see she reaches out and touches you very lightly and gently on the arm. And you feel the power of cure wounds.
Fair enough. As your wounds heal for 4 hit points, Cal.
And
I,
just
go ahead.
so you know what I said, I called you an old goat and asked you what time it was.
Love it.
And,
it sounded much more beautiful than that.
I shake a little bit and I'm like, oh, it tickles a wee bit, but thank you.
All right. And anything else for Mel? Just chilling in the cart still.
Oh, sorry. I
Oh, you're
keep
good.
forgetting. Call her Melancholia, and that will help.
Fair enough.
I know we call her Mel privately.
That's
She's
fair.
Mel amongst friends, but informal events. But
I gotcha.
that's my thing. So that took the full action, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that took your action.
And she continues to hide and readying the ability to run away as fast as she can.
Fair enough. And I'll take us to Zad. Zaddy. You're muted also, Dan.
Thank you. Zad will. He's gonna run up over here next to Elva.
All right.
And I'm just gonna use my lay on hands to top myself off and
Okay.
yeah, that's it.
Fair enough. You could always ready an action if you wanted to instead. It's your call.
Yeah, I'm already a javelin. That's cool.
Well, you can it'd be one or the other because lay on hands is an action. If you ready an action, you can't.
Oh, okay, okay. I'm gonna ready a javelin
Okay.
if goblin pops out.
Fair enough. That will take us to a goblin who is going to gonna pop out of the bushes and try to run across the road here. But as it pops down and starts hopping and running across the pathway, we'll go with order of operations. Albie, your Thorn Whip would go off. As you have it ready, as this goblin's trying to kind of looking over his shoulder, kind of barely holding on to his bow, you kind of shoot out with the whip, and he just kind of leaps over it as your Thorn Whip misses. Callan, readying your short bow for anything to come across the brush there. See this goblin pop out ahead of you. Your attack would also go off.
Fire away, yes.
Yeah. Fire away with your short bow.
No sneak attack. There we go.
All right.
Oh, he's dead.
12. That misses as Goblin leaping over the Thorn Whip kind of does a little roll, avoiding the short bow arrow. And Zad, you do have a javelin attack. 18.
that's-
There
will
we go.
hit him.
Nice.
As he takes 5 points of piercing damage as a javelin kind of skids across his shoulder. And he kind of tumbles a little bit. And just runs. So he ran. Let me double check. His movement. Yeah, as he looks like he's running up this small footpath here. Trying to run away, it seems like. Taking us to Albie. As he would have a little bit of cover from me, but you can still see his form running up this path to the north.
Her roller disappeared. Trying to. I mean,
It's a spell.
yeah. So we're gonna try to thorn whip it. I think.
I use the ice knife.
You don't-
60.
You don't have any more spell slot. That's a level spell. Because the only thing is cantrips. The thorn whip guidance. So the only
I'll
time
move closer. Alright.
30 feet.
I'm gonna move closer to the
Okay,
goblin.
fair enough.
And I'm gonna use the thorn whip.
All right, he will have a little bit of cover just because of that escarpment right there, so you have to kind of like go around it. So his AC is going to be a little higher because he's around the bend. So it would just be a little not that
Oh.
a 22 will definitely hit this goblin as your arc, like curve the bullet kind of thing with your thorn whip around this escarpment. Hitting him. Do you want to drag him closer to you? Because it says you can, if you want.
Wait, what?
You can drag him.
You can drag him down.
Indiana Jones him.
Kind of grabs and you can pull him back if you want.
So do you want to pull him 10 feet towards you?
Why would I do that?
Who's trying to escape?
That's up
Yeah.
to you. Yeah, that's entirely up to you if you want to, or if you don't want him close to you, then don't.
Can I not do anything after that?
Yeah, you've used up your movement, and this is your action. I mean, you still do damage to him. So go and roll damage for Thorn Whip.
Oh, I can roll what? I'm sorry.
Roll the damage for Thorn Whip.
Okay. Can I do that?
Yeah, no matter what, it's going to do the damage, and you just have the choice to pull him closer or not. And that's entirely up to you. For 2 points of piercing damage. As you curve that bullet, hitting him perfectly, like snapping right in the back of his neck. As you hear this little, as he falls down unconscious. Well, dead.
Oh, nice. Cool.
As he had two hit points left. As he narrowly almost escaped. But I'm sure he would have had a lot to deal with after that.
I mean, if she wouldn't have got it,
Bang would have.
Yeah. I would have activated a feline agility and just run after him.
Run after him, yeah. And as kind of the tension of battle, no noise besides the noise that the horses and the mules are making. You guys find yourself on this road. Two
In
horses
the
kind of.
silence?
Yeah.
Melancholia does the vigilant blessing on herself.
Okay, fair enough. Just to get
As
ready for
kind
the
of
next
like-
thing.
And it looks like she just kind of gives herself this really big, deep hug.
Okay,
And she kind of like shakes like a cat does.
fair enough.
Zad will say, "Everyone back to the cart." And he would move back to the cart.
You're thinking of taking the...
Yep.
Finishing the run. Delivering the goods. Instead of finding out who these people's friends are.
Yeah, I'm gonna walk up and I'm gonna pat Zad on the shoulder. I'm like, sorry, mate. I'm gonna fucking shake these guys and see if they fucking know anything about where me boy is. He's me blood. He might be 3 times removed, but he's still part of me clan. And I am going to start searching the goblins for any kind of money or intel that where if they have Gundren or if they have attacked them.
Give me an investigation check.
All right. Ugh.
All right. With an 11, looking over these couple of goblins right there, they don't really have anything on them other than like maybe like a handful of arrows and like shoddily made quivers and like rusty scimitars and bows, and just like the worst stinky hide armor you've ever seen.
Nothing here there, folks. I don't know what the story is.
Well,
go ahead.
if those are Gundren's horses, this doesn't look good. And our delivery won't be worth anything if Gundren's, well,
That looks like it's
indisposed.
dead. It can't be dead.
Does he have family? I mean, his house could pay for it. His family could pay for it if we deliver it. But
No.
what about our friend's family?
Yeah, I'm going to have to agree with the wee one in the wagon. I'm not going. No, it's always nice to have a little bit of coin, but I'm going to find my cousin.
For me, it's not about the money. I don't
Right.
care about the gold.
So we're in agreement.
We're in agreement. You have my shield.
Out fucking standing. Are one of you a tracker or anything? Because we need to look around to see if they may have. There's no way Gundren gave up without a fight, so they would have had to drag his fat ass somewhere.
I can try to track something, but not sure if I'll be able to. I don't really know they were in too much. I could try.
Get on that, lad.
All right, so Fang would just go.
Wait! Before you do that, let me give you a kiss. Let me give you a lucky kiss, little one.
Little one? He's 6'7".
Mm-hmm.
You don't know who the people that she hangs out with.
And I will say, and this is for everyone, kind of, if you wanted to, you can do what's called a short rest, where you hang out for an hour, essentially, doing nothing, but just like kind of like milling about, doing idle things, and you can recover hit points that way. Some abilities come back, but none for you guys yet. Later on. But if you wanted to recover some hit points, because I know a few of you are hurt.
Yes, please.
Without expending.
We can do that. I mean, I could probably also just look around at the same time.
I would say you could definitely look around the area. Like, it's just not doing anything strenuous, essentially. Like, you couldn't travel while taking a short rest, but you could, like, look around or, like, look through dead bodies or eat some cheese.
Did you take any damage?
As Melancholia kind of taps Fang to give him guidance.
All right, guidance. So,
as you will have an extra 4 on whatever roll. So do you guys want to take a short rest?
I think it's beneficial.
All right. So as you mill about for an hour, Fang's going to be looking for tracks. Go ahead and give me a survival check for Wild Fang.
Survival.
And while we're doing this, can
17.
Sorry.
You're good. What were you saying, Scotty?
While we're doing this, can I cast Mage Armor?
You can.
I will do that.
What does that look like, if anything?
I snap over my head, and my a gold shimmer falls down from my head to my toes, and then dissipates.
Fair enough.
Would it be possible for Zad to try and locate his job?
Yeah, give me a perception check. There is one over here by one of the dead goblins for sure. The other one up there somewhere by the escarpment. You're not sure. So one of your javelins is gone. Can't find it in the brush up there.
But I retrieve one.
You retrieve one of them. And
for the survival, I got 17.
Gotcha.
13 plus the
plus the 4
guidance.
While Wild Thing is looking around, is there anything else anyone else wants to do during the short rest? If anything. Could be nothing. Could be chilling. And the 2 horses are over there just kind of like they're just milling about. And the donkey is just kind of sniffing everything. Chilling.
Mel's just kind of like hanging out near the cart as a wallflower.
Fair enough.
Over the next hour, kind of sadly playing with her shoes.
Okay. And Fang looking over, you see all these arrows, all the ones in the goblins, the ones that they shot and the ones that they have in their quivers do all kind of match the ones that are kind of laying about the ground previously. Wild Fang, you would notice definitely a scuffle happened here. And you do notice drag marks heading northward along this trail and several small goblin-sized footprints.
It looks like someone was dragged up north. There's I see drag marks right there as he points down to the ground. And
Are you
Well-
saying he got dragged up there, lad?
possibly.
I would say you would even, with the 17, you would be able to even tell that it was probably about a dozen different unique footprints, all goblin-sized, using this trail.
Oh, okay. My roll 20 just crushed.
Fair enough. Of
No,
course
that-
it did.
That would say, if you did Wildfang relay that it's like 12 goblins?
Not yet. No. Let me a second.
He wants to
And
bring up
before I
roll 20.
forget,
Yeah.
Eric, for Wildfang's short rest, essentially what you can do is use hit dice. And you'll see in your character sheet under hit points, you'll see a hit dice box.
Yeah, I see
So
it.
you can roll one of those during the short rest, and you recover
See?
that much.
Well, I hit one. All right. I think there's about maybe 10 or 12 fellas that were dragging the someone.
Oof.
Oh, 5.
All right.
A splash, but I think we're capable enough, seeing what happened in the last battle. I was the only one who ended up falling. I put my trust in all of you.
Well, I think we have to get ourselves an old-fashioned posse. Should probably tie up the horses to the cart, put the cart away, and let's go find our boys.
Sounds like a plan.
Y'all know how far we are from town?
Yeah, how long am I going to how far am I going to have to walk?
Well, Melancholy, you would know, because you've been down this road before. Same with Albie. It's, and maybe even Callan, depending. It might have been a while, but you probably have about a half day, maybe, actually, probably close to a full day's journey towards Phandelver. But it's like mid-afternoon at this point. Fair weather.
And Mel says, grumbles about not being dressed for an excursion in the woods. She had anticipated just hanging out. And that's all that she's kind of grumbling about.
Are you saying that out loud?
Grumbling.
Quietly to herself.
Yeah.
I can't hear you. Are you saying that to yourself out loud?
Yeah.
I'm sorry there, princess. Would you like to ride the donkey into battle?
I'd rather ride an ass of some street urchin than a donkey.
Wouldn't we all love, but we can't.
Wait,
My boy is in the fucking woods somewhere with a bunch of green shites. We need to get a fucking move on. I'm
We need to-
sorry.
we need to go back to town. We can't just leave those two horses right there, and we can't leave the car just hanging in the middle of the road, in the middle of nowhere.
I
Wait.
disagree. Which is more valuable? His family, his clan's lives, or mining equipment? This is only an investment.
Perhaps the horses will let us tie them up with the donkey.
I think that's a
The
plan.
virtue says we should go rescue the people over material goods.
Because if we leave, if we leave to take the horses into town, Who knows how long that they've had Gundren already? He could be dead for all we know, or held.
1 second. What are you trying to achieve? I feel like we have a question of goal versus tactics.
Well, no, I thought we were going to save Gundren, but if we want to tie these horses up, that's what I see as the.
Thank you. I was confused. I thought we were thinking about going into town and then coming back.
I thought someone had mentioned that, so I was saying that kind of a routine.
I mean, I'm saying that. I don't even know how far town is.
It's about it. Well, I guess would Zad know how far Phandelver is?
Yeah, you've been in Neverwinter long enough to know that it's about a 3-day journey, and you've been on, or about a 3.5 to 4-day journey, and you've been on the road for about 2.5 days.
Yeah, it's about a half day away, and by the time we get there and back, that's a lot of time for a lot of things that happen to our.
That's too long.
Hold on, let me see if I can bring these horses over. And Zal'll try to bring the horses over by the reins.
All right. Go and give me an animal handling check.
Okay.
All right, with a 17, kind of gently grabbing their reins, kind of look towards you and just follow very easily, very well trained. Like, maybe not the best groomed, but very well trained horses. Like these are probably worth as much as the cargo you're carrying.
So he would tie the horses to the cart, and do we have anything like to block the wheels? Like wheel blocks or something, so that they don't run off?
I would say they would come with the cart if you wanted to put some blocks on the wheels.
Yeah, so that's what Zad would set all that up as everyone else is getting ready for our excursion up north. And I would say this is as safe as they're going to be. I'm ready when everyone else is.
Even when y'all are.
And she just I was about to kill the horses for us to get going. Let us leave. And she starts marching off in the direction.
Mel starts marching northward.
Going, God damn it, I was going to kill the fucking horses. Fucking.
Fair enough.
She's crabby.
Melancholia just starts marching northward in the direction.
Oh, wait on there, wee one. Hold on now. We don't want to go marching off these little green shites set all sorts of fucking traps. When down in the mines, we would run into them occasionally, and they'd do quite the number on us. Fang, are you a bit of a nature boy?
Yeah, I know my way around a forest. I mean, at least jungles back in Mestica.
Yeah, listen, I think we should fucking, be the point man on this one. I can do the sneaky despite my size, and he seems to be the jungle guy. I mean, he looks like a kitty cat. He looks like a jungle kitty cat, so I'm guessing he's good in the woods.
I've lived all my life down there, so I hope so.
Well, I've never seen one of you before, like I said before.
Oh no! I know.
And then, listen, I'm not trying to push anybody, but I'd rather have the big man there looking after the two ladies. I'm pointing at Zad.
He's like, I'll keep them protected, even though they are quite capable. More capable than I, perhaps. And he looks at help.
Yeah, you don't want to be fucking with the devil. No offense.
None taken.
So is that what you want to do? You want to have Fang and I kind of probe north and I'll let him track, and I'll kind of run silent, run deep, and run the trail with him.
Okay. So
Praising, my God, that was
What's that?
beautiful. Praising, that was beautiful.
so
Thanks, baby. I'm
Yeah.
not sure if it's sarcasm or not.
Fang and Cal are gonna essentially scout forward with the rest of the other three of you following up this trail. And as you head northward along this trail, that'll be a good spot for us to take a little 5-10 minute break.
Mhm.
It is
That's great.
perfect timing. So yeah, we'll take our little break here and come back in 5-10 minutes. Say plan. Last we left, you all got ambushed by a small pack of goblins finding the horses of Gundren and Sildar on the road. Taking a little breather, looking around the area, you found a trail of drag marks going northward along what looks to be a footpath heading north. And tying up the horses in to the wagon, setting it off to the side of the road, putting some blocks down so it wouldn't get carried away, or having the horses take care of themselves essentially, but tying them up. Decided to head along this footpath with Wild Fang and Callan leading the way, sneaking through this brush. Tell me about how you guys are traveling. What are you doing while you're traveling? This does seem to be a somewhat obvious footpath. Moderately traveled. How are you?
Fang is ahead, a little bit ahead of everyone. Just looking around, see if he can find any more tracks, so that they don't go completely off track.
Okay. Go ahead and give me a perception check.
Do I still have the guidance?
You do not. That only lasts for a minute, and it's
Okay.
just like it's used up essentially when it's
16.
Yeah. All right. With the 16, heading up ahead of the rest of the group, the pair of you sneaking along the trail. You about 10 minutes into the trail, looking around, you can see an area that looks to have some leaves kind of covering the spot, like in the center of this pathway, kind of covering the majority of it. It looks like a poorly hidden trap of some sort.
Hold on there, Fang. Let me get a look at this thing.
Go right ahead.
So I'm going to approach the trap. I'm going to survey the immediate area to see if I see anyone hiding, like if it's a late ambush or not.
Give me a perception check. As you look around.
Boom.
Ooh, not 20.
It is super quiet here. You are certain there are no other goblins in sight. Or in hearing. If they are, they're invisible. But
Say anything?
And we're really screwed.
Yeah.
I'd like to inspect the trap to see what kind of a trap it is and whether or not I can disarm it.
Give me an investigation check. With a 15, looking at it and kind of like carefully inspecting it's like just leaves and brush has been piled poorly on top of this area. And looking in, you can see a rope and kind of leading off to the side. It's a simple snare trap that if you were to step on it, spring and pull you up. And you can see it's going slightly connected to a tree nearby.
All right. I'm going to leave the trap in place because I don't want them to realize if we disarm it, they're going to realize someone went through there. So I'm going to, I would tell Fang, I'm going to go back and let the crew know that there's a trap up here and to not trip it. You want to continue forward, and I'll let the crew know, and then I'll catch up to you.
I'll just climb up on the tree, and I'm gonna go look further, and I'll wait for you guys here.
Perfect.
All right.
So Fang would just climb on the tree where the trap is, making sure not to hit it.
As you scamper up, and you can clearly see that the rope is tied to this tree.
And then I would look at. Would I be able to see anything if I look ahead?
You
Further up in the trail.
The trail just kind of going, and it kind of disappears about like maybe 100 or so feet, as it just kind of weaves a little bit through the thick woods here.
Okay, so I don't see anything.
Not much else to be seen besides natural wildlife. But
Right now, he's just gonna.
It is a little quiet.
Okay, right now he's just gonna stay there and just look around. I'm amazed at everything he's seeing.
Yeah, and it's definitely not like the forests back home. Like it's a bunch of deciduous trees as opposed to
thick jungle.
Yeah.
What's deciduous?
Trees, like oak trees and stuff.
All right.
Yeah, tiny.
Normal trees.
Yeah,
America.
So,
well, pine trees are conifers.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Any trees with with leaves.
Yeah. And then pine tree, anything that makes a cone is a conifer. And then just right, something like that. I'm not a tree expert.
Yeah.
I'm learning. I like it.
It's one of those things that kind of sticks with you a little bit from like elementary school, like the cumulus clouds and that's the only one that everyone remembers. So
Yeah.
but yeah, eventually, Alvi, Melancholia, and Zadkiel would see Callan kind of popping back to you guys, letting you know there's a trap.
Thad would say, "Did you see anything up that?"
We didn't see anything. I left Fang behind. He's going to sit by the trap to make sure he doesn't, no goblins lay an ambush for us. But for right now, they just laid a trap for us, so they're expecting somebody pursuing them. It's done really bad. A fucking drunk elephant would have been able to find it.
Sounds like goblin work. They didn't get the jump on us before.
All right. So we're going to proceed up, and if you folks could just not trip it. Although you'd have to be a pretty daft fuck if you did it.
Don't jinx me.
So I would escort them up to the trap site.
Yeah, you can, as he points it out, like, it doesn't look obvious to you guys, but after he points it out, you're like, yeah, of course that's a trap. But otherwise, it just looks like some, like, leaves and sticks and stuff were, like, scattered along the trail. Like, you've seen those previously.
Right now, they wouldn't see Fang. He'd be a bit higher in the hidden by the leaves.
Well, Fang, give me a stealth check. Yeah, you guys don't see you don't see him at all.
Huh.
Nobody sees him.
No one sees what?
No one
Fang.
sees
Bangs up in a tree.
Mm-hmm.
Why is it so quiet? Why don't we hear birds and other sounds of nature around us?
I don't know. I'm more of a city boy. The quiet doesn't bother me. Usually I'm used to fucking people punching each other out. I don't know about the fucking kitty cat. The kitty cat might have a little bit more to say on that matter. Speaking of which, have you seen him? He's supposed to be around here. Fang.
As I hear Callan, I'm gonna jump down right in front of them, past the trap. Sorry, fellas, about that. I was just up in the tree. Shall we move forward?
Yeah, Zad would have immediately put his shield up in a defensive position,
Ready.
and realizing, okay, please, when we're tracking potential hostiles, don't do that.
Alva would roll her eyes. Say,
You gotta live a little.
So, all right then. We'll continue on. Me and Fang will move up the trail silent like, and you've got you folks follow behind, yeah.
Yeah.
So I guess we'll just continue doing what we were doing.
All right. So both of you guys give me perception checks. Scouting ahead. All right. Coming up again about 15 minutes down the trail, as you guys are probably like maybe a mile down the trail at this point. You would notice another less obvious trap. Looks to be like kind of like one of those like sticks. You can see a few sticks kind of poking out, kind of in a haphazard laid down manner, almost like in a crisscross, like they are kind of covering something. And again, kind of dirt pushed over, and you can see marks there like that has been messed with previously. Assuming,
What do you mean messed with? Like someone disarmed it, or someone was making it?
Like the area here had been like scuffed a little bit. Like there's signs that someone would not necessarily digging, but you can see like someone brushed their hands across this area.
It's recently made.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like this trap is pretty new.
I think the wee shits are laying traps for anyone pursuing us. Well, pursuing Gundren, I mean. I think if we just hide, we could wait for the group to come up, and once they see us again, we'll let them know.
Sure.
So can we do that?
They're just like maybe like
just
60 feet
all
away.
right.
They're not like forever away. You know.
Okay. Are we able to go across around that one?
Yeah, you can kind
Like
of
the other one? Or?
skirt across. So the path here is like maybe 8 feet wide, and this area looks to be like 6 feet. So you can skirt around it pretty easily.
All right. As they approach, I tell them there's another trap right there. Just move around. Be careful.
Yeah, Zad would try to be chivalrous and guide the ladies. Well,
Mel, under her breath, kind of whistles, saying, "Moosh, sobre moosh." As she's just speaking to herself. It just simply means, really good man.
So I guess we'll continue on. I guess we'll just continue the way we're going.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And continuing onward, the same manner. Eventually, this trail, maybe about like 30 more minutes, so like about an hour of travel away from the road, the trail ends, and you can see a cave in a hillside. See, probably a little more. That's 5 miles away from the scene of the ambush. You can see a shallow stream flowing from the mouth of the cave, which looks to be kind of screened by dense briar thickets. You do see a narrow, dry path leading into the cave on the opposite side of the stream of you are.
Yeah. Bank turns around. Y'all know how to swim?
We're
That's
not
all right.
pixies. I'm pretty sure we can cross that wee stream.
Kind of looks like this.
I don't know about you, but that looks like a fucking hideout to me.
It does.
if I were a goblin, it is where I would likely hide out.
Oh, they do. They do hide in caverns.
Can
Well,
you check to see if they was dragged in that direction? See
I
if
mean-
they, you know.
Sure. I wonder my ship if I can find any drag marks. Roll survival.
Yeah, give me a survival check. With a 7. Not too much here. The trail itself, like, it's no longer dirt. It's more overgrown kind of grass and brambles. You don't really see drag marks anymore. They're kind of maybe some loose, like, footprints. Not sure how old they are in the dirt where you are, but it kind of ends after you come into this little opening out of the woods. It's still
And
kind
I'd
of
say
in
the
the
same.
woods, but you know what I mean.
And then say the thing. It just stops right there, the tall grass. So I guess they're inside.
well, how should we approach this? You go the quiet way, the best we can, or the loud way?
The quiet way is probably the best, because if our dwarven friend is in trouble, they're probably gonna kill him if he's not already dead.
Well put. Smart cat.
I could probably go in with Callan and listen to them and
Do you
see if
do
he's.
you speak Goblin?
I do speak Goblin.
Fucking hell.
I mean, I haven't spoken in quite some time, but I do understand it at least.
Well, then perhaps you two should lead the pack, but we'll take a tighter.
Yeah, I don't think you should be very far away.
Yeah, tighter. We'll be closer to you this time because I don't want to get sandwiched in any way where we get separated.
God forbid some pack of goblins come back to the cave while we're in there and you're outside.
Right.
And plus, I want to have the 2 magic fingers in there.
Oh, yeah.
I get my ass kicked.
And the mouth of this cave is probably like 30, 35 feet away from the end of this trail. There's this like low, this kind of, not meadow, this is small meadowish kind of space, between the trees and stuff.
Before we go in, y'all can see the dark, right?
Well, I can. I don't know about the others.
I can see just fine.
What about the wee one and the devil?
I can see in the dark.
I can too, quite easily.
Okay. Let's go forward.
I didn't think halflings could see in the dark.
They can't.
Aren't you a fucking halfling?
Yeah.
Are you a special halfling?
I'm also a worshiper of Didion. You know Didion, don't you?
No.
Uh-huh.
All right, maybe we should have the religion discussion after this. I just want to make sure you're all right.
Yes.
Go ahead and lead the way there, Fang.
All right. Fang slowly goes towards the cavern.
All right.
I'll be behind Fang.
How are you guys? So is it just Fang and Callan?
I think everyone's following up.
Everyone's following?
And
Yeah.
Mel's there too, because she can see as well.
Fair enough.
I don't know if everyone should just follow one after the other. It might be leading us right into a trap. Perhaps one person should make some noise or something while the rest of us hide among the bush.
You want to ambush them? You saying you want to get them out of the cave and then we can kill them if they come out?
Yeah, depending on who they are.
And I think that's too risky because we don't know if our Dwarven friend is still inside. If they hear something, they could attack him or kill him or whatever. I don't know.
And when I had to spend time with the soldiers, they often said that you just don't invade a castle without knowing who's in it. And we're kind of in that position. And
It's
if we
no
want
fun.
them to come out, we don't know how many are going to come out of the cave.
Well,
It's better for us to sneak, kill in small groups, I've been told, than us to like allow them to muster their forces, so to speak.
Alan would be
I
actually
agree
standing
with
there
the
getting.
idea. If we knew that there were 4 within the cave, I think it's a perfect idea.
well, in the guard, we are taught in urban situations to take, room by room.
But this is in the city.
Right.
This is the wilds.
But
Having-
it's a cave.
having space.
We're having quite the discussion at the mouth of possible death. Could we fucking quicken this up a wee tad?
Let's just fucking go inside silently.
I don't know. I think the devil's got a good point. Maybe we fucking cause a commotion outside and bring the idiots outside.
I think it would be better to do that. It would be safer than just walking right into the cave. Like I said, we don't know what we're walking into, but if we make some noise outside, then at least we will see what we're up against when they're coming out.
And in that case, those who can hide and see can create a skirmish group behind. And when they engage with the people in front, we stab in the back.
That could work.
Aye. Give it a shot.
Who volunteers to make the commotion?
I'll make some noise.
Now, just real quick, who's going to make the decision as to whether or not we fire it at them? Because if fucking 50 of those wee shites come out, guess what? I ain't fucking shooting at them.
Oh, I stay in and
The person who makes the noise, I'll give a blessing to, and
They can make
they'll
the
have when they signal the attack, we know that the attack is on.
Brilliant.
So who wants my kiss of death?
I suppose that would be me.
So you
Right.
said something about an elephant. Do you think he's small next to the elephant?
Is who smaller than next to the elephant?
The man I'm kissing.
So he's kind of an elephant to you.
To me, I agree. He's big, but not to my friends.
Or to Ken. We'll do the religion discussion after we kill the wee shites.
Yeah. Let's
So I would get my short bow ready and hide wherever I can. I mean, I'm assuming there's brush.
Yeah. There's definitely some thickets around,
Yeah.
like on either side of this little pathway.
Did we decide who the guinea pig is going to be?
Sounds like
Zad.
I think Zad volunteered.
Okay.
And
All right.
Mel's giving a blessing. Are you giving him your blessing?
I'm giving him the not a clerical blessing. I'm giving him the vigilant blessing.
Your vigilant blessing. So Zad, you'll have advantage on initiative checks.
Oh, nice. Okay.
I'm gonna
And
try
that
to
way,
hide.
when the fighting happens, it will appear like you started it.
Fair enough.
All right.
So
well,
the rest of you guys are hiding in the
Yep.
brush?
Yeah, Alva is trying to get as deep into the bush, the thickets as possible. Just because I'm purple, I'm gonna stand out.
Yeah. Go ahead and everyone give me a stealth check to kind
Is
of
there any
hide in the
trees
brush.
around, or the trees are all away from the cavern?
It's more like just shrubbery around
Okay.
the cavern.
it's gonna be cool. It's gonna be.
I don't know where I'm standing.
I have the armor.
Yeah,
Wah wah.
milk kind of clinks and
You got
that makes
making a lot of noise.
see that.
that makes sense. The fucking purple demon is gonna fucking
Yeah.
disappear.
just like that's the Homer Simpson.
Yeah, just backs up as Melancholia tries to do the same thing, but definitely still there. But you feel like that's probably as good as it's gonna get. As Zad starts walking, what are you doing?
I walk to the mouth of the cave, and I'm gonna start.
As you walk to the mouth of the cave. Oh yeah, you go ahead. What do you say?
I was gonna say, "Hey, anybody there?"
Ring the dinner bell.
In common, you would hear behind you across the stream who the fuck are you? As you see, looking behind you, 3 goblins. One of them kind of laying down and like stretching and getting up. One of them looks like he's like stabbing on a couple of stumps that have been cut down of like stumps of like bushes. And the one that's speaking to you clearly has a bow ready aimed at you. And in the thicket across the way. Not in the cave.
In the name of the City Watch, I command you to put your bow down.
What? Go fuck yourself! And releases his arrow.
And roll for initiative.
And I'm gonna bring you guys to a map. So just pretend you guys are like 5 feet back.
What do you mean 5 feet back? You mean off the map?
Off the map, yeah.
Okay.
Because I'm trying something different here. I am using the maps provided instead of using the ones that I made. As... Oh, I'm sorry, he didn't have a bow. He had a javelin. Getting a 4 to hit it as it just kind of splashes in the stream across. But the other 2 are just kind of one sitting and the other's laying, so 2 of them are prone. The one that threw the javelin was this guy here. And so yeah, everyone please roll some initiative.
Yeah, good man, right?
I'm not sure I understand the point. I got 10.16.
So that is in case there's a tie. And so that's your dexterity score, is that 16.
Okay.
So if someone else were to roll a 10, the dexterity would kind of help be a tiebreaker if necessary.
Okay, gotcha.
Do I roll twice because of that?
I would roll twice and we'll take whichever's higher. As the rest of you guys would see a javelin splash into the water. So we'll keep that 9 there for Zad. Everybody on there? Yes. As Urk goes again first. The previous. You don't know his name. His name's Urk. He is going to run. He's going to pull out a scimitar. Run up to Zad. Actually, as he pulls out his scimitar, he's like, "Get the fuck up!" And just like elbows the one that's sitting. and runs up to Zed and slashes away with his scimitar, getting a 10 with his first attack.
That's a miss.
And for his second attack, got a 9.
That's a miss.
As he's slashing at you, kind of splashing through the stream, kind of slashing up, you can easily just kind of like the, you know, the tall guy holding the person's head, but kind of just like with your shield, just like pushing him back, like, no.
Right.
And that'll take us to Alvin, who is hidden in the brush there.
I'm gonna move closer.
All right, you're gonna move closer. I can't hear what you're saying.
I want to use my thorn whip.
Okay, fair enough. Getting a 19 will hit. Do you want to pull him closer?
Yeah, let's pull him closer. Can I
All
hold him under?
You can pull him up to. You could pull him further into the water. The stream's only like 2 feet deep, so it is kind of deep for him. He's like 3 foot tall, so he's kind of in there, kind of straight on the edge. You pull him into the water.
Yeah, I want to drown him.
I mean, you could try, sure. Go ahead and roll me some damage for that thorn whip as you pull him into the stream, and he kind of doesn't quite lose his footing. He just kind of gets dragged into the water.
Okay.
You're gonna hit the back in chat. It's in chat.
Yeah, the highlighted thorn whip in the chat window. And it does 3 points of piercing damage as this vine of thorns wraps around his leg and just pulls him further into the stream. Like, what?
Does that provoke an attack of opportunity?
No, he doesn't move. If you want to move him next to you, it would not. No, forced movement does not provoke attacks of opportunity.
Okay, gotcha.
But Alvi, do you want to pull him closer to you, or do you want to pull him just into the stream?
Let's pull him closer to me.
Okay, fair enough. You pull him across the stream, essentially, right next to you. Who are you? Anything else for Alvi?
No.
All right, that'll take us to Mel. Or Melancholia, sorry.
So she kind of just mumbles to her spell. The Nichovo. And you see her use her spell of Toll of the Dead.
All right, as that loud kind of crashing bell sound.
And
He
1d12?
Yeah, he got a 10 on his saving throw. As he does not succeed. As it does 8 points of damage to him. He's just like, what's that noise? And just kind of grabs at his ear, and you can see blood kind of trickling down his ears and his nose. Yeah.
She just says something like, Vaughn, ви знаєте? Тихо. Тихо, ви знаєте. Essentially, she just said, hey, you know you're supposed to be quiet.
Fair enough.
At least you didn't call him a goat.
And
A
that'll...
goat is the term of endearment for you. It's that Russian insult. But
Go,
it fits you
sorry.
perfectly.
Yeah. Anything else for Melancholia?
No, that's all.
All right. Still kind of like attempting to be hidden there in the brush. Taking us to Fang, who is hidden in the brush.
Is this one right there still alive?
Oh yeah, he is still alive. He's a tough boy.
So Fang's just gonna come out, and he's gonna use his bow
All right.
and he's hidden, so I'm guessing he's gonna
Well,
have advantage
once
or
you
no?
come
No.
out, you wouldn't be hidden anymore. But you can attack first if you want.
Yeah, I mean he's gonna attack, so he could get the
You will have advantage then
advantage.
on the attack roll.
Okay, so let's see.
Now you can either roll twice, or you do have a toggle at the top of your character sheet that says advantage, something disadvantage. But
So
you can just roll again.
So no, but that's just a hit. That's not the damage roll.
Right, you roll. So advantage will give you. You can roll twice essentially when you have advantage for the d20 roll.
Okay.
All right. Thinking you got the jump on him, you shoot your arrow, but it's kind of right at the same moment as Alvi is pulling him across, and your arrow kind of goes to where he was instead of where he is.
All right.
And anything else for Faye?
Do I see the other ones right there or no?
You do not.
I do not. Okay. Let's see. I'm gonna get right beside Zad to be able to get in melee range if I have to.
Okay. I will say if you move across there, that will provoke an attack opportunity from this guy. Because you moved across Albi's space.
Okay.
So it's kind of like, actually, you might be able to. Where were you here?
Right there and there.
So you could actually do that without, yeah.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Running up, you do see now a goblin who's like kind of laying down, like, what? Taking us to Zad.
Zad is gonna come up right up to this dude here, and he's gonna say, who am I? I'm the last thing you'll ever see. And he's gonna come with his long sword.
All right. Swing away. A 16 just misses as you swing at your long sword, and he just kind of bashes it away with his shield.
Bastard, he says.
Oh.
He's tougher.
Yeah.
Anything else for Zad?
No, an attempt to grapple him is an action,
It
correct?
would be an action, yes.
Yeah. Okay, no.
All right, that'll take us to Cal. Hiding in the
Looks
bushes.
Yeah, it looks like they've got that kind of under control. Can I in stealth try to move? Sorry, Can I move this way?
You can.
So, would I have heard the commotion?
You did.
to the-
Yeah,
to
you would
these?
have heard.
Okay.
You would have heard that yelling from over here, and it was this
All right,
guy
so
who yelled. But yeah.
All right, so I in stealth, I want to cross 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, I can't.
Yeah, I'll move you. As you get into the brush and you're in the thick of it.
Oh.
There.
Okay.
Do you have any more movement after that?
1. I got 1 I can use.
As you're in the thick of the area, would you like to move? As you move northward,
Oh.
you do see a goblin sitting there. Doesn't seem to see you.
Okay. So I would have my shit. I'm gonna have my crossbow out, and I'm going to stay put.
All right.
Well, I could use that. All right. So I'm right here. He doesn't see me. Does that provoke an opportunity attack because he doesn't see me?
If he doesn't see you, you can. Yeah, you can dash away.
All right. I'm gonna dash. I can't move my.
gotta move you.
Oh, all right. So I'm gonna go.
There's lines there for lighting.
Gotcha. So I'd want to move like over here.
Okay.
However far I can.
Gotcha. It is difficult terrain getting through here, so you could move like
Up or 3, 2.
Like there, if you wanted, yeah.
No, I want to up here. So I want to move from here to to over here.
Okay. I
Like in
got you.
in the
I
brush,
got
okay.
you. Sneaking
There we go.
along the line there. I got you.
Yep.
All right.
Okay, and that'll be it.
I'll take us to these goblins' turns. This one is laying down. Kind of quickly, like, do you speak Goblin, Callan?
Oh God. No, I don't.
All right. Kind of mumbling to himself, like, "Don't name. Pulls out a bow. He does step away from you, but you do have your bow out. You said, right?
Correct.
So that would no attack opportunity with your bow. As he's going to shoot at Fang there. As he just kind of screams a little. Getting a 23 to hit.
Oof. It definitely hits.
As you take 5 points of piercing damage. The other goblin kind of rolls over, picks up a scimitar, and straps on his shield, looks to the other one, and then as he gets here, kind of has a shield ready, looking at the rest of you all, looking around, and that's all he's doing. And taking us back to Urk. He is going to disengage. Grabbing his ear, looks up at you all, and he tumbles away and starts running into the cave. And so because he's disengaging, no attacks of opportunity as he runs away into the cave. And that'll take us to Albie. What is Albie doing?
Alva is gonna try to move closer. Can she move across the stream?
Yeah, you can move across the stream. You run up to this goblin who's kind of got a shield and scimitar ready, looking up at you, looking at you mean like.
I want to use a quarterstaff.
Yeah. Go ahead and you pull out your staff and just whack at him.
Right.
21 definitely hits. As he doesn't see you coming, looks up at you, kind of tries to raise his shield to block, but can't. And you just give him a little smack across the face with the quarterstaff. Anything else for Alva?
No.
All right. Now I'll take us to Melancholia.
Okay, so she sees the one goblin running, and she just kind of smirks at it with this look of, and brings her hand to her mouth and goes, "Look, what? All is da, no audience here, da, ka." And she does another tone of
All right.
the Toll of the Dead. And
Got it. I haven't made one of those saves yet. You got a 6 this time. As he'll take 5 points of necrotic damage. As you can't quite see what's happening, but you do see like blood dripping as he's making his way into the tunnel.
and she chuckles to herself and walks 15 feet up. I have to answer the phone, but there she answers her.
Fair enough. And that'll take us to Bang.
I see him. I got a line of sight.
Yeah.
Hello?
Well, Fang's gonna try to shoot an arrow towards him.
Fair enough. He will have a little bit of cover just from being in that cave a little bit. So his AC will be a little bit higher. But a 22 will hit him. You pull out your bow and take aim real quick as just arrow straight to the back as he starts stumbling up the steps and falls there dead. On what looks to be some stone steps leading up on the inside of the cave. He lets out a little cry like, ah! And just falls down. Anything else for Wildfire?
Gonna move just a little bit up ahead right there and then out of the cave to have a better sight of those two.
Stepping up to the cave. You can see it goes in and up a little bit as the stream actually has like some rapids to it. And yeah, I'll describe that more in depth later. Taking us to Zad.
All right, Zad is gonna come over here and going to do an old long sword attack.
All right, swinging at the goblin here.
Oh wait, that was not 19.
It was not an
19.
advantage, but a 19 will hit him.
Nice.
He once again tries to like block with his shield, or he's trying to block Albie with his shield and just kind of tries to deflect your scimitar or your sword with his scimitar, but instead he kind of deflects too early as your longsword just goes right into his neck. As 7 is enough to end him.
Nice. And as he ends him, he looks over at Elba and just kind of
Like what's
She
up?
rolls.
Fair enough. All right. Holding your ground there.
Yep.
All right, that'll take us to Cal.
I'm assuming that Goblin is facing out here, so I'm
that's
going
where
to
he's
try
at,
to
but yeah.
put one in the base of his skull.
Yeah, he's scrambling to pull out like another arrow, just like as frantically as possible, spilling a bunch on the ground. Shit.
All
But in
right.
Goblin. All right, a 23 will hit. And you do have your sneak attack with that.
I do 8.
For 8 points, yeah, it gets right to the base of the skull. And he kind of like pulls out an arrow and just falls onto it as it just snaps. And he just falls onto his own arrow. As all the rest of his arrows go spilling across the way. And with these goblins dead, we're gonna hop out of initiative. As looking in here, you do see in this thicket, a small area has been hollowed out as kind of a lookout post. You do see some areas, there's some wooden planks kind of flattening some of the briars in here, and some of them have been cut down with like stumps of briars, so they can kind of lie there and lay hidden, however poorly they were. But yeah, and you see the cave mouth just a little bit inside. Fang looking in. You can see a few uneven stone steps ascend to the east to a small dank chamber. Northward you can see that there are little bits of like rapids almost. going northward as it kind of goes up and curves around the way there.
Fang looks at this one. Do I see anything interesting about this goblin that was a bit harder to kill?
Give me a double check, y'all. Give me actually no investigation needed. He does look like he has a belt pouch on him. But what's more defensive about him, instead of wearing shabby hides, he's actually wearing a chain shirt. Fitted for goblin size.
I look back at the others. It's like, there's something wrong with this goblin. Seems like he's wearing a male shirt. That's very unusual.
That will say, some of them get a hold of the scraps from jumping people on the trail, or discarded from the guard, or whatever.
Guess it's good as mine, but all I'm telling you is it's really unusual for them to have that.
Okay.
I would search the 2 goblins for money and anything interesting.
I'm looking around on these 2, they didn't have anything substantial.
Wankers.
They got some rusty blades and makeshift bows and recent arrows.
And as this is happening, Melancholia walks up and gives herself a hug as she does her little blessing to herself. And she just chuckles and she says in common, "What? These peasants they wear garbage as clothing? What is this place?"
It's a cave with goblins.
All right.
Yeah, she's a real princess bitch.
Apparently.
Fang right now, as you get probably see, he's got an arrow in his shoulder, but he doesn't really care right now. He just goes in further up in the cavern, just at the mouth, to see.
Yeah.
Further in.
Going further in a little bit, up this little narrow passageway, you can see that this cave to the east has like a narrow fissure at the far end of it. Immediately pick up that stench of animals. And at the end of it, you do see chained to a stalagmite 3 wolves. And all of their chains currently driven with an iron rod into the base of a stalagmite here.
How's your animal handle?
I see Zad right there. I'd tell him, I literally motion him just to stop, to not come any further.
Fair enough.
Alan's jumping up on his tippy toes, trying to see over Zad. What's going on in there?
Go down. 3 wolves sleeping right there. We don't want to wake them up.
I disagree. Let's fucking kill them while they're sleeping.
I agree.
Are they enslaved?
I don't care.
I'm not too sure. They do look like they're chained up.
If they're slaves, they'll still fucking eat you.
True.
I mean, even then, like I don't think I can go into another fight. I still got this arrows in my shoulder.
I can. Oh, so. Well, I can put them to sleep, but it doesn't really matter.
Oh, yeah.
I can put a spell. So there, how many dogs over there?
There's 3 of them.
3 wolves.
Would we have
three
and
full-grown wolves?
and they're tied up?
They are chained to a stalagmite up here.
For fuck's sake, just fucking walk up and kill him.
Okay, so she uses guiding bolt on them.
Uh,
Gonna fry the dogs.
Losing you. That is your last spell slot. For that. And this is the entrance to the cave.
No.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying.
So how's them being chained up work? Like, do we get advantage on attacks, or is it just one of those things we can stand at arm's length and just hack them to death?
Their
don't
chains
kill
aren't
them.
taut right now.
Yeah.
Currently, you're looking inside, and they're kind of huddled in the corner. You would see their eyes looking towards you all. But there's kind of like a small staircase going up into the room.
Can I speak with animals?
I don't think you have any spell slots left.
Mm.
That is going to cautiously take a step down and see what their reaction is.
Well, it would be a step up, but yeah.
Up.
You would hear some snarling coming from them.
He would say, Albie, can you try to calm them?
Yes.
And Callan, as you're stepping forward a little bit, you can see the main passage of this cave mouth does climb steeply upward, stream kind of plunging and splashing down its west side. And in the shadows, you do see a side passage that leads west, across the other side of the stream, going upward.
Use a little, take a bit of your action and offer it to it.
And in the shadows of the ceiling, Dan, stop trying to metagame with her. Let her make her own choices. I know you're trying to help, but let her. She can work it out.
Hey, just a thought. Maybe we could feed the fucking dead goblins to the wolves. Keep them busy.
That's a good idea.
I mean, if they're hungry, do they care? I don't know how goblin tastes.
Probably awful if you tell me.
A bit of cup of diarrhea soup, I'm sure.
Probably as awful as cooked meat.
I like to bite the hand of my master when I get a chance.
And as you're discussing this, Callan and Fang would both see the shadows of the north. You can just make out a dim shape of a rope bridge spanning across the passage.
I'll be right
above
back.
you.
I have to go get something.
Okay.
So-
And it looks like another passage 20 feet above the floor intersects with this one. That is way up there.
Seems like there's a bridge up there.
All right. I think we need to take care of the doggies one way or the other. I don't want.
You think you can drag the goblin all the way down there and throw them at them?
The wolves are chained. Why do we need to do anything to them?
I agree.
To keep them busy.
They might be chained now, but if once we go inside and someone comes across them, they might let them go.
Can I do a perception to see how secure those chains are from where I am?
It'd be an investigation.
Investigation.
And looking up the steps, looking at the chain. Kind of hard to tell from here. It's on the other side of from what you can tell, you do see a little bit of rubble down there, but it's hard to tell how secure they are without yanking on them.
I gotcha. I say we leave them for now. Leave them for now, and that is going to take some take a piece. I have ration, right?
You do have. I would.
No?
I would hope you might not actually.
Rations are right here.
Oh yeah, yeah. He's gonna take a piece of ration and just toss it to the dogs or to the wolves.
One of them will immediately go for it, as the other two kind of try, and it just kind of snaps at them.
What a waste of good chow. I'm going to pick up the tougher goblin, and I'm just going to lob him in there.
All right.
The one that Zed killed. I'm
enough.
sorry.
Let's see if the dwarf is strong enough to just throw it.
Give me an athletics check.
Oh boy. And sorry, it's an 8.
With an 8, you toss it in a little bit as the wolves immediately kind of start sniffing, and you can see them kind of yanking at their chains to get over there. And they can almost reach it.
That'll push it into their reach so they can drag it away.
There we go. We're fucked
but
up.
You would notice that their chains do look looser now, as you were paying attention to that. As they don't quite come out, but they kind of yank at it. And as you try and push it close to them, give me a sleight of hand.
Ooh.
As you try and push it up to them. As one of the wolves instinctually does kind of lunge just in the general area and does get a hold of you. As you do take 4 points of piercing damage that snaps at you, but you do push it further in so they can get to it now, as they do seem to be occupied with that.
Okay. And he'll just say that'll keep them busy for a while. Let's move.
But one of them definitely bit your hand a little bit.
Talk about biting the hand that feeds you.
That's nature for you.
All right, now that the puppies are occupied, do you want to go left or do you want to go right?
So the river in here is actually a little deeper, so you would need to keep along. It probably goes to about 5 to 7 feet deep at some points. So just so you can't like walk along it.
It's also rapids, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so I won't be able to even
it kind of like there are small little waterfalls that because it's steep, so it's flowing pretty quickly inside this cave.
All right, shall we move forward?
And how are you guys moving forward?
You leading the way, Calvin, or you want me to go?
No, it's all right. I'll do it. I'd probably go stealth. Try to go
right behind you.
Right, so
do you need me to roll?
if you're going stealthy, yes, roll.
I'll roll 2 for Wild Fang. Not as good.
All right. Still going pretty sneakily as you two kind of sneak forward. And yeah, you two would see that passageway goes up. Can't quite see where it goes to. And there's a bridge spanning up here.
It's the bridge is above us, right?
It is above you.
Would I be able to climb up it?
It is stone. You could attempt to climb up the side.
All right, he's gonna try to climb up.
All right. Give me an athletics check. I know you have a climb speed, so it's easier for you. So I'm gonna lower the DC.
You want me to put disadvantage? It would be like a lot of like humidity and everything.
No, I would say just straight roll.
Athletics?
Yeah, athletics, because you do have a natural climbing speed. With a
6
as you start clambering up,
fall down.
You can't quite make it up as your claws aren't meant to climb this kind of surface. Are Zad and Albie going in sneaky behind them?
Yeah.
All right. Give me a stealth check. Right. As Fang, you're trying to climb up there, and Callan, you're seeing looks to be some more stone steps curving up and away. You can see a chamber ahead with looks to be a rock wall. And in Goblin Fang, you would hear flood. And you would all hear this one word. As Callan, you would notice the rocks dissipate, like get knocked over up here, and water goes surging. Stop moving around. Stop moving around. Water goes surging through the passageway as I need everyone to give me a dexterity saving throw.
And we just click on dexterity.
You should see dexterity save.
Oh.
To the right.
Okay, I got it.
So it's +2 for Scotty's roll.
And I don't have a chance to do any guidance on this, do I?
No. And also guidance doesn't help with saving throws. It helps with skill checks, essentially.
True.
Okay, so
Fang and Callan, kind of seeing this happen sooner than everyone, stick to the wall there as water sweeps away Zad, Mel, and Albie. I need the three of you guys to make strength saving throws.
Just get swept down the river.
As the three of you get swept outside.
Oh.
Each of you takes 6 points of bludgeoning damage as you tumble down, hitting rocks and just kind of just being battered and beaten as the water floods you out.
I'm gonna look up at Callan. Well, I guess we got lucky on that one, don't we?
No, I guess you'd have to determine what luck is. We just lost our party.
As
My guess is
we look back and they're gone.
We might want to go follow the river out and find them. Because we're fucked if we're by ourselves.
Also, I heard one of the goblins they said blood.
Blood.
So I'm not even sure.
With an F.
Oh, flood. Okay. Yep. The goblins called it, so I guess they were doing something. Might as well go back down, yeah.
All right, let's go find them. Can we maneuver back to where they've been washed ashore?
Yeah, they just literally washed outside of the cave.
All right.
You all right?
I'm hurt. I'm hurt bad.
You see them drenched in water, beaten.
What was that?
I don't know, but I love that the fat guy and the cat are the ones that didn't get wet.
Cats don't like water.
I'm a cat. I'm more like a tiger, so I don't really care about the water. But
fucking lighten up there, Fang.
Don't pick on the goat, cat.
So look, I don't know. So are they apparently like pretty? Like, would I be able to tell that they're pretty well banged up from
you
that?
Definitely see bruises and like scrapes and Yeah, they don't look the best.
So I wanna find me cousin more than any of you, but we're not gonna be able to do it in this shape. I don't know about you, but we might want to fucking push back down to where we found those goblins and camp for the night.
Why don't we camp just further down the river or around here? We keep an eye on the cavern.
Yeah, I say we camp where the goblins are. I mean, they're obviously placed there as security, so you know we'll be able to monitor people coming and going if we have to engage them. But hopefully, you know, you can get some sleep and and dry your clothes out.
If there's only one way out of the cave, we have them pretty well done.
As far as we know, there's only one.
Zed, Devil, what do you think?
I need rest.
So, but before we rest, so we're okay, everybody gather around and let me give you a few special words from my deity. You're going to feel better afterwards. Promise you.
If you are speaking
that
of
how-
healing word, it only heals one person.
Oh, I was hoping it was a...
There's later on there's a third level spell called mass healing word that heals a bunch of people though.
Okay, so let's just say instead of that beautiful little comment, I was, all right, we have to do triage. Who here needs the most healing?
Yeah,
Who's really, really banged up?
I have 2 HP. If that,
Yeah, you take care of them.
I love that it's the beefy paladin that's
Right.
yeah.
and well, really don't have a lot of hit points at level 1.
You got more than everyone
No.
else.
Really? I'm just getting smacked. Then.
You are. You really
I
are.
forgot how
Tang.
hard level 1 is though. Like,
Level 1's hard.
yeah, definitely hard in level 2.
So, yeah, she gives healing word, and simply with the phrase of, "Oi, aloha, at the bueno, malinki moves, oh, aloha," and she casts, and you feel that sense of healing words as she's kind of whispering sweet nothings to you in Russian. About that you're a really small little boy and you're in great pain and you need soothing. That's kind of like a Russian grandmother would do.
Yeah, that's right.
Fair
Right.
enough.
They do.
So you guys are planning to head back to the road, or are you planning on camping
No,
out
I think we
here?
were gonna camp. I think we were gonna camp right there.
It's up to y'all.
I guess it's just a question of how much warning we want to get by distance from them.
I mean, look, we could probably hide around here. There's only one entrance. There's goblins up in there. I heard them talk. Do you guys
Okay.
want to do an hour walk down back to the road? It's up to you.
I vote we stay right here.
Yeah.
I'd
That
be
way, if
happy with, like 100 yards from here, but yeah, here.
I know, but it's you know, if they're gonna take Gundren out, take anyone out of there, at least we'll get to see him, and if we have to, we can intercept him.
Yep.
True. We should
At
move all
worst,
the-
we start a fire and smoke them out.
Now, if you start a fire here, it's gonna give her position away.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and the big boy needs to fucking rest.
Yeah, we can rest, but a fire is gonna give her position away.
No, I agree with you in the fire. I was just imagining the cowboy movies. They used to smoke the people out of the caves.
Eh.
I'm old.
Get in line.
I'm older than you.
Barely. Well, you got one
Yeah,
year.
yeah.
I was
So-
October 6th, just so you know. How many months are we apart?
Hold on. Let's figure out whether we're camping here or not.
So, we camping here or are we moving down?
I think we should ask the big man. He's the one that needs to nap the biggest. What do you want to do there, big man?
I think we should find. Well, this actually is a fairly defensible position. Does look like a good spot. There is good cover.
Good. Everyone agreement?
I
I'm in
agree.
agreement.
Sure. I don't know what we're doing, but I'm in agreement.
Fair
All
enough.
right.
So as you kind of make preparations to bed down for the evening here in this flattened brush, that'll be probably a good spot to end tonight. As some of you are beaten and battered, others not too much. Yeah, we'll end the first session here with you guys preparing to try and sleep right outside the Goblin Cave. What's the worst that could happen?